Hey, what's happening out there in YouTube and Minecraft world? This is Fly Guy with another update on my building facility here, which of course I was just trying to work on some ways of getting some power. Now, tired of atomic reactors and nuclear reactors blowing up and not getting satisfied, I decided to take a stab at having a look at big reactors. Many thanks to people like Captain Jack, Direwolf 20 for their tutorials, and other people, of course, who I've watched as well, for explaining simple stuff to us noobs about stuff like big reactors, building them. Live builds, thank you, they helped me out so much. So going on that, I decided I'll try big reactors. I did a test in the test world and was very impressed. So now we come down into my facility, which has been modded a little bit here. I've had to modify things and drag things around, and of course this is going to be a completely test facility that I've got here. This is not in any way, shape or form the end result which I want to go for. Eventually, when I learn all this stuff, I just want to get something that looks good and functions well. Okay, so this is the now control room modified, and here we have computer craft, which it's taken a little bit to figure out. Now I haven't got into the programming side of it. I don't know a lot about computer craft, so don't ask me questions. I just read enough to get a hold of a couple of programs, where to put them, how to put them, and how to get them in. So don't ask me, I don't know. So I've just gone with the basics. So anyway, here we've got computer craft, and what we've got running is on a monitor, a simple nuke program which I downloaded off the internet, and that is monitoring the new reactor, the big reactor, and it took a while to figure it out, but it works well. And the thing I like about big reactors is that it turns on and off automatically. There's no overheating, there's no explosions. Hopefully the authors will not do that to us, but kudos on the people who've come up with big reactors. Finally we have a way of getting power, heaps of power, in an easy way, and mining the yellorite ore, an easy way. Of course, not having to fiddle around with uranium and processing uranium and washing uranium. Yellorite's wonderful. So kudos to the people, many thanks to who design big reactors, and of course the people who write these programs for us. Good, thank you very much for doing these programs, because noobs like me, well, we just wouldn't have a chance. Anyway, I like this because unlike the information panel, which I still liked, this at least works in a way that we can see the reactor currently is online, the temperature of the reactor in degrees Celsius, power output currently outputting 540 thereabouts, RF ticks per second, and control rods 96%, proportionate maximum power output. I don't know quite what that means anyway. Internal buffer, which is currently at 58%, which was at 100% before. And then when it gets up quite a lot, the good thing is that this will switch off. The reactor will actually shut off, and you've got all that stored power, so you don't need to have the reactor going constantly and worry about, is it going to get too hot and is it going to explode? No, it'll switch off when it's got enough up here in the buffer to store until that drops down a bit when you're using power, and it'll go back online. So over here we've just got some yellorium in a chest going through a tesseract, so that it'll actually go into the tesseract and go into the reactor, and this is for the output of the cyanite ore that comes out of it. And I've just set these tesseracts up. Haven't received any waste yet, so I won't worry about that. Now this glass floor that you can see in front of me is only temporary, just to show you guys what's underneath it, and of course there's still a lot of stuff I've got to do to fix all this place back up again, because it looks like a bomb hit it. But this is just going to show you. There's the reactor down there, and you can see I've designed this reactor at 7 by 7, so 7 wide, 7 long, and 6 high, I think it is. Without people like Direwolf and Captain Jack doing those live builds, I wouldn't have a clue. It's easier for me to follow a live build and get an idea, and then I can experiment from there. But this one's got 5 control rods, and at the back there you can see there are the tesseracts for the that one there is for the yellorite the yellorium ingots going in to power the rods, power coming out, and we'll have a closer look at that in a minute, and of course the cyanite coming out of the reactor, which will come up into here. So that's what it's now. It's got that gel stuff put in there too, which Captain Jack did a test on all the different types of liquids to put into these things to keep them cool and produce the most efficient power. And thank you for doing that, because I wouldn't have known this. So it was much easier for me just to get a bucket of that gel stuff, put it all in there, and it tripled the power output and keeps it really nice and cool. Fantastic stuff. So let's take a closer look now at the reactor. So this will all be closed off eventually, that I'm wandering around here, because this was the old way. But this is just an experimental now to figure all this out again. So we'll just come down to the bottom of the reactor here, and okay, this, I had a screen here running another program because I had the computer port linked up here, so I could experiment and get it all sorted out. But of course I like it up in the control room. So here is the control panel for the reactor, and you can see here there's the buffer that's dropping down, the core heat, the casing heat, and of course the fuel, which is 100% with only 0.7 depleted. Now, don't need to worry about the fact that it's not producing much here at the moment, because when it needs to, that was up around 10, and it was only like about 1200 degrees. So you know, it's I'm not worried about that. It's fully automatic at the moment. Because there's plenty of power and it doesn't need a lot, it doesn't need to produce a lot. But I've had it the 10, you know, I don't know, 10,000 or something RF ticks per second. So it's quite a lot of energy that you'll put out, and it's the most efficient power source, much better than atomic science and nuclear reactors and fiddling around and mucking around. So thank you very much for the designers, and of course people like Captain Jack and Direwolf 20 and others. So I've just got a redstone port in there, which I'm not utilising at the moment, and the computer port, which is now linked up through the networking cable up to the top there. So we'll just come across here and have a look, and here you can see there's the tesseracts, and here is a resonant energy cell, and you can see it's completely full. And I've got quarries running at the moment, and I've got oil pumpers running and all sorts of things using energy, but there's so much energy here that it doesn't need to produce any more energy. So that's the good thing about it. So as far as reactors go, guys, if you want power, and you want power in your world that's going to work and be efficient and not have to worry about blowing up and overheating, use the big reactors. I love it. I think I've finally found something that can generate power and works quite effectively. That's that gellerite. See how it's forming ice? That liquid in there is so cold that it forms ice on whatever is close to it. If you put it on the ground, it'll just form ice. But have a look at Captain Jack and Direwolf 20's tutorials, and you'll find out all about that. So thanks guys, have a good afternoon, and rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you.